Game like that, I know goals have been hard to come by for the team. Just to get 7 goals tonight and hat trick for yourself.
Yeah, this is a good win overall. Good things happen when you shoot the puck. So, yeah, but it was a good overall team win. Everyone was flying tonight. The reloads were great. Box outs were great. Benny played unbelievable like always. So, just overall a good team win.
What went into that first period? You guys seemed to grab momentum pretty early on and never kind of let it up.
Yeah, we've been struggling with good starts. So, coach has been preaching you just got to have a good start, and that's what we went out and did. So, it's nice when you put up 5 in the first. Doesn't always happen, but we stuck with it and killed some big. We had some good penalty kills, so that was good. And
what is the reaction like when you see a team go to their backup? Is that like, do you guys get more confident than that? Is it like, what is the reaction when you see that kind of happen?
First reaction is just get shots on him. It's obviously cold sitting on the bench, so you want to pepper him with shots, and hopefully some go in. That's what happens. So, yep.
Yeah, that stretch where you guys had lost a few games in a row. Now you've strung a couple of wins together. Just what's the outlook now as you're coming down the stretch of the regular season?
Yeah, we know this is a big stretch. All the points count here coming down the stretch. So we had a good win against BU, so that's always good. Even in a consolation game, like that matters. BU is a big rivalry, so we carry that into today. UMass is a good opponent. Just won the national championship. They're always up there. So if we can get a sweep here, that'd be big. And then going into Maine, finishing down the stretch, and then into playoffs, every game matters. So.
A lot of your guys' goals were kind of on defensive breakdowns by UMass. It's kind of important to capitalize on those throughout the game.
Yeah, that was big. Good defense leads to offense, so coach always harps on that, and we did a good job capitalizing, so that was really good by the guys.
Awesome. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I'm just leaving it up there. Yeah.
Well, clearly that was a better start for us than a lot of the games we've had. And, you might get, as we did tonight, you might get a bunch of goals, but more than that, I just thought we moved our feet much better in the first period than we had been. A lot of times we've been settling into the game kind of too quickly, and then when things got urgent, we were responding very well, but it's nice to start with that urgency right away. I thought that was huge. We got a little loose in the second period when we were up, and took some penalties we didn't need to take, which gave them opportunities, but fortunately they didn't capitalize on all of them, and we were able to right the ship and have a pretty strong third. So all in all, we liked the way we played, especially moving our feet in the offensive zone. I thought that was key to force them to be chasing. It's so important if you're all 3 zones, but especially in the offensive zone, you've really got to play with tempo if you're going to create chances, and we did a good job of that tonight.
Coach, you went with Eamon and Warren to start the game. Was the goal to sort of start with the veteran leadership?
Yeah, they started against BU the other night.
And that worked, so you just kept
it worked, so we went with it again. Yeah, those are, the 2 experienced guys back there, so you always want to have a good first shift to the game. Kind of sets the tone. So that was the plan against BU, and we went with it again.
I don't necessarily want to say surprised. I don't think you ever expect to get 5 goals in a period, but it sounds like you were more impressed with the process. Like, was that
exactly
to you is sort of what you were doing more so than the actual result?
That's exactly right. Like I said, we haven't been consistent enough in the starts in our first period. We've had a few over the season, but all in all, we've finished stronger than we've started, and we've been stressing, and the team has been stressing. You really got to play for all 60 minutes. You don't want to get behind the 8 ball and chase the game. So it was great. The process was the intentions were right in the first period, and the pace was right. So hopefully we can continue with that.
You guys are both sort of fighting to make sure that you get into the top 8, so that if you do play in the opening round, you're at least hosting the first game. How important is a win over UMass, who's also fighting for that, and not only to win this game, but to win it so decisively heading into tomorrow?
best hockey down the stretch and find ways to win. There's no more moral victories at this time. If you play well and lose, it's a loss, and these points are huge. So, like you said, both teams are fighting for that home ice, and that if we play in that first round game, and it's important because it's one and done when we start that. So you've got to be. The home ice is big, but more importantly, you've got to be sound and playing the right way, doing the right things, so you're giving yourself the best chance to win. You can't just go out and play loose and hope to score 7, because some nights it's going to be low scoring, some nights it might be high scoring, but if you're playing the right way, usually you have a good chance.
I realize every game's important from October on, but it always felt to me as an observer, as a fan, once you hit the Beanpot, it seems like everything really just comes into focus. Is it like that for coaches and players, where not only you worry about your game, but you're checking scores around the league to see how things are lining up in the standings as you come down the stretch here?
Yes. Yes, definitely. You're right. It's probably, you're paying attention all year, like you said, and you're checking the standings, but when it's Beanpot time that there aren't many games left, and every point is so critical. So there's a little more weight. Coach York would always call it the start of trophy season, and that's kind of, the Beanpot is obviously its own trophy, but also you're really getting close and eyeing up the league standings to see whether you're trying for a bye, trying for home ice, all those things, and most importantly, just having good momentum coming down the stretch. You want the team to feel good about themselves. You want them to be playing at the top of their game and doing the little things that it takes to win. So I would say the Beanpot's a good kind of date to circle, that it becomes really important to have all your ducks in a row and have all your lines ready, have everyone just playing the right way.
In the short time that you were away from the league and the program, now that you're back, was it as competitive before you left? Have you seen a year like this where, I think going into this weekend, nothing was really clinched even at the top?
Right.
There's been it seems like it's, I don't know if parity is the right word, but our depth, but it's just different this year, it seems.
It is tighter. There were a few years that were exceptionally tight. Other years, one or two teams had separated themselves. I feel like the grad transfers have really made the parity even more tight. I feel like the league, probably the whole country, the league is old. There's a lot of veterans, and when you have those veterans in your lineup, they know how not to make the critical mistake. They've played a lot of hockey. Our 3 grad transfers are all outstanding at managing the game. They understand when there's a good chance to take and when you better just cut your losses and make sure you make the safe play. And I feel like if every team has a few of those guys, they're teaching the younger guys at a faster rate, and so there's less free ice out there, and it just makes the whole league very tight. As you said.
How much? How much do you think seeing the fourth line get rewarded for such a great forecheck contributed to the energy in the first period?
Absolutely, the guys are so excited and fired up on the bench for that line. They give us an honest effort every night, so you love to see when they're rewarded like that. That really had the bench jumping when those guys scored.
Great, thanks.
You got it.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.